Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Kodeations, and today we're going to be diving back into some Awaken Chaos Era CBT. That is right, and for today's video, we're going to be bringing you everything that you need to know when it comes to a beginner's guide and starting out on the right foot in Awaken. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Diving right in, ladies and gentlemen, to the official beginner's guide, and the first thing we've got for you on our list, and that's going to be what to focus on in early game progression. The first one up is going to be none other than the journey aspect, all right? I've seen a lot of players, myself included. Remember, I'm bringing these tips to you guys from experience as I learn them, hopefully sharing them with you so you guys don't make the same mistakes, but nevertheless, the journey is one that I think a lot of players are sleeping on and not really knowing that it's actually hurting you in the long run by not doing them now. So what exactly am I talking about? In the journey mode, you will see you have to do specific things in order to complete that specific request and then move on to the next one. Now, one thing to keep in mind though, and why it's very tricky and very confusing or, easy to look past, is because you might chalk it up as a achievement or a challenge system where you're just going to complete these items from playing the game, and that's not necessarily true, because taking a look at something like this, we're on this one that says develop a hero, upgrade one hero. Okay, that's pretty easy. I've already upgraded my heroes. I've got heroes that are maxed out at level 40 right now, waiting to be promoted to 5 stars to then be able to go to level 50. With that being the case, it does not count because I already completed it. You have to complete it when you're on that specific stage, so do not sleep on the journey mode. 100% should be the main focus as early progression in this game. Moving right along to the next thing that 100% needs to be focused on early game for any beginner, and that's going to be the daily and weekly missions, all right? So the daily and weekly missions are tucked in behind this magic pass. It's very easy to not even realize that they're even there. Clicking on the magic pass, you get presented obviously with the battle pass. You can get the free resources across the top. The bottom ones are going to be paid, but there's also daily missions that you can get a bunch of free resources for on the right hand side. Things like gear chests, things like additional resources for summons, things like additional coins for upgrading, just a whole bunch of really good stuff. Definitely get in here. Don't sleep on your dailies. Same thing goes for your weeklies. Your weeklies are going to give you even summoning stones, so 100% worth investing in your time and doing. Do not sleep on that as an early game beginner. Moving right along to the next tip we've got for today's video when it comes to a beginner's guide, and it's going to bring us into the summoning session, and it's going to bring us into the reroll process. All right, now me personally, I'm not a really big reroller when it comes to CBTs. Now global is a different story. If I don't get a legendary, at least on my first pull, I will probably do a reroll. But with that being said, if you are looking to reroll right now at the current state of the game in the CBT, wait until you complete chapter 2. Once you complete chapter 2, you will get what they call the rookie summons, which you will do 5 10 pulls. All right, out of those 5 10 pulls, the game gives you the ability to pick whichever 10 pull you want to keep. Here's going to be where you evaluate what legendaries you did pull. If you didn't happen to pull any legendaries, then obviously you would delete the account, re-roll the account, get past chapter 2, get to this point again, pick out whichever legendary you want. Boom, bada bing, you end up selecting whichever one you're keeping. You continue on with the game. That's going to be the best point to re-roll in this game, 100% at the current state of the CBT. Moving right along to re-rolling as well, and that's going to be what heroes, in my opinion, are going to be worth re-rolling for, all right? So going into the index here, we're going to go ahead and hop over and show you the first one, 100% in my opinion, that's worth re-rolling for, and that's going to be Hector. Hector is obviously a DPS god. He's got a counter ability that just allows you to get off a crazy amount of counter attacks. Really good overall. A lot of people that have played the other CBTs, the 1 and 2, this is the 3rd CBT, by the way, have highly recommended him as a reroll person. The other one that I'm going to be diving into that I think is a really good unit as well that can fit any team composition that you're trying to build, and that's going to be Gangalo. Again, the legendaries are going to be the units you want to focus on building your team around, but definitely one to not sleep on when it comes to re-rolling. The third and final unit we're going to talk about for the re-rolling heroes, and that's going to be Tia. Again, a really good unit that will help your progression early game specifically, and then obviously since she's legendary, you can use her all the way through the end game. Definitely don't sleep on Tia. If you happen to get her, keep her. So with that being said, that's going to be pretty much concluding our reroll process when it comes to this game. Diving into the next tip that we've got for you guys today, and that's going to be really focusing in on your overall team composition and which heroes are going to be utilized in which elements and what's some good strategies. Well, right off the bat, you're going to notice if you go down here and you click on the filter, what elements we have in the game and what elements are disadvantages and have advantages against each other. So you can see we've got light and dark. Pretty straightforward when it comes to other mobile games. Light and dark will have advantages and disadvantages against each other, but will be neutral to all other elements. And then you have wood or earth, basically fire and water, always pretty much the same trio in every single game. You've got fire always beats wood, you've got wood always beats water, and last but not least, you have water that always beats fire. Pretty straightforward. Why is this important? Well, 100% in this game, there is not what they call auras, so you don't have to worry about utilizing multiple heroes from the same element to get like some sort of buff or bonus. That doesn't exist in this game. However, elemental advantages and disadvantages do exist. Therefore, out of your 4-member lineup, I highly recommend you utilizing at least one character from each element, all right, to complete 3 out of the 4 heroes that you're going to be running on your team. Now, for the 4th and final one, you can pretty much pick and choose whoever you want. Try to just really hone in on your team comp, your team synergy, find out what hero is going to benefit you. In my personal opinion, I would like to go with another DPS unit. I always like to try to build a team comp in this game, 3 DPS and 1 support person, whether that's a healer or a buffer, a cleanser, something like that is basically adding some sort of, benefit effects to my overall team composition. But nevertheless, you can build your team however you want to, but I highly recommend using each one, at least one character from each element of the trio, right? So wood, water, or fire, because it's going to always give you the ability to take advantage of the elemental advantage on the enemy. Whatever enemy you're going up against, at least one of your units will have an advantage, and then only one of your units will have a disadvantage. So just keep that in mind. It helps you out, and it's just a really good strategy to have. Overall, that's going to be the best thing to understand when it comes to the elements and which way to go. Now, diving back into the hero section here, I want to really break down and hone in on a question that I see a lot of players have in the Discord, especially new beginners diving into this game, and that's going to be what quality or rarity of heroes are going to be worth investing in that you can then progress through the game with, and what are going to be the ones that are not worth investing in and only used for fodder. All right, so hopefully this clears up the question for you guys. First one up, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the individual rarities. We've got legendary, we've got epic right below legendary, then after legendary we've got elites right below epics, then right below epics we also have rares, which are going to be green. Unfortunately, I don't have one for today's video, but after the greens or rares, you're going to run into the commons, or aka the white or gray, whatever color you want to call it. At the end of the day, your rares and your commons down at the very bottom are going to be what you would utilize for food, so you're going to only level those up and promote those to specifically promote your elites, epics, and legendaries, all right? So you're not going to utilize your commons and your rares in any game mode whatsoever. Not going to be even close to be able to utilize them in mid game, so don't even worry about investing resources into them. It's just going to be a waste of resources. All right, that's going to be what you need to know about those. Last but not least, we're going to dive into the elites, epics, and the legendaries. Elites, in my opinion, they hold a lot of value to beginner players, and not only that, free-to-play players. And the reason why I say that is because in this game, your heroes have what they call ascension, and the ascending your heroes requires duplicates of that exact same hero. All right, so keep that in mind if you are looking to play this game long term. Obviously, you're going to collect epics and you're going to collect legendaries. However, legendaries and epics, they have a lower percentage chance to drop in the overall gacha, just like every other game does, and therefore you're not going to get lucky enough all the time to get a bunch of duplicates to max ascend that specific character, especially as a free-to-play player, basically at least for a long time. So with that being said, it's definitely going to be worth, in my opinion, investing in elites, especially for free-to-play players, because you're going to be able to max ascend them a lot faster by getting multiple copies of them easier, and you're going to be able to get an abundance of them, which then will allow you to promote them a lot quicker and use some of those elites as fodder. Now, moving on to the next one, obviously, like I said, epics and legendaries, we're not going to dive too deep into them, but obviously epics and legendaries, you still need to get the duplicates in order to do ascension. However, if you happen to get lucky RNG and get multiple copies of an epic or a legendary, then 100% I recommend utilizing them, because they're going to be way better than any of the other rarities. But just keep in mind, I do not advise right off the bat as a beginner player running a full team of legendaries or a full team of epics, because you're going to get hindered eventually. Early game, you're going to breeze through content, not have any problems whatsoever. However, you're going to hit a wall at some point, and then you're going to have to stall and backtrack to then level up some elites that you can then push past where your epics and your legendaries will inevitably be able to be sitting at. So with that being the case, let's go ahead and dive into the next tip, and that's actually going to bring us into how exactly is the proper way to promote heroes in this game. So let's go ahead and go down here to that common one again that I had here for you guys saved up, how to exactly to promote and what's the best way to do that. 100%, when you click the promote button here, you will see once a character is maxed level for its specific star rank, you can then promote that character. And when you promote a character, it increases the star count on that character. So basically bringing them from a 3-star to a 4-star in our case here, and it will then increase their max level that we can level up that character from, in my case, 30 to 40. Now, one thing to keep in mind, you might be tempted to come in here and utilize these foodies, look like rabbits or whatever, but you might be tempted to utilize these, and it's a massive mistake by a lot of noob players in the game, and that's going to be because these foodies are specifically designed to consume less experience when you are leveling them up, and not only that, they drop at max level. Whatever star ranking you get them at, they drop at max level. And why is this important? It's important because these foodies are specifically designed to only be promoted and only be promoted all the way up to 5-star rank to then help you push your 5-star main team to 6-star rank, all right? Utilizing these foodies anywhere else on any other promotions, on any other heroes that are not your main team comp is going to be a massive waste, and if it's not going to be 5-star, because you're going to lose out on the experience that you have put there. And not only that, they are the easiest and the less resource cost to promote and level up. All right, so take advantage of that. Like I said, it's going to be a 20% managed XP consumption reduction when leveling them up. So that's going to be the reason why only consume and utilize foodies when you are trying to push them to 5-star, and then utilize them specifically to push your main team composition from 5-star to 6-star. Again, a massive mistake. Please don't do that. The next thing up that we're going to be talking about is going to be the pumpkins. Again, a question I see a lot in the Discord by a lot of new players is going to be, once you get specific amount of things completed in the game, you will start to unlock what they call pumpkins in the game. These pumpkins are going to be specifically a placeholder for a whatever tier that you are looking to promote. All right, so to give you guys an example here, you can see on our Hector, we can promote him, but we need 4-star units in order to promote him. We've got 3 pumpkins to utilize. Now, utilizing pumpkins, use them when you got them at whatever rank they are. You can't level them up, you can't promote them, you can't do anything. You could only utilize them for whatever promotion rank that they are currently on. So to give you guys an example here, we would be able to promote him all the way through, and then I would utilize a different character or whatever I had for a 4-star to officially push Hector to a 5-star. Again, don't feel bad about utilizing your pumpkins. You don't need to save them for anything, but that's going to be pretty much it when it comes to the hero promotion, and just making sure that you are utilizing your foodies to their advantage, and only pushing them to 5 stars, and then using them to specifically push your main team comp to 6 stars to really help you out. Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the last but not least thing that I want to mention before we hop out of here, and that is going to be the codes that are out there in the community for you guys to redeem. It's absolutely crucial to get these free resources. Click on your profile image up in the top left-hand corner. Go down to the account section, click on redeem code. Here I've got 3 individual codes down below in the description. Go ahead and copy and paste them from here. The first code we've got for you is going to be ACEDCK, all together one word, no spaces, all capital letters. That's going to give you 3 additional summons. Make sure you take advantage of those. The next code that we've got for you guys today is going to be the one from the Facebook page. Again, it's going to be ACEFBK, so make sure that you're taking advantage of that one as well. I don't know if that one's going to give you the 3 additional summons as well, or if that's going to give you the 100 premium currency. Either one, still utilize both of those resources. Next one up is going to be ACESUV, again, all one word, all capital letters, and I don't know again if that's going to give you the premium currency or the summons, but overall, all 3 codes, you should get 6 summons in total, and then 100 of the premium currency right here on screen. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be it for the beginner's guide. I will link a Google document down below that myself and my officer Alex is working on. We're going to be compiling a ton of information in there, so you want to be making sure that you are bookmarking it. And as always, please be sure to comment down below. Let me know if you have anything else to add to me or the community for this beginner's guide. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.